box.
I was going to start off different, but since Robbie is here, he was a roommate of mine in the suite where we lived. So I thank Robbie for keeping me up all night. I actually got a little studying done. First of all, I'd like to thank the committee for considering me for this honor. It's a privilege, and there are a lot of great athletes that have gone through here that will never realize this achievement, and the people that go through the process of choosing the Hall of Fame have a tough job, and I would like to thank them for electing me to this honor. I would next like to thank my parents, who I'm fortunate enough to have here this evening. They're here in attendance from St. Louis. My father was a coach for many, many years in St. Louis and provided me the opportunity to be a gym rat. If anybody knows what that is, I spent 8 or 10 hours in a gym every day, shooting the ball, playing with older kids, and trying to, develop my skills. He let me play at the playground all the time while he was working and refereeing, umpiring. So I had the opportunity probably to be on the court more time than any kids that I knew about. They were doing other things. I'll have to go back through the same channels and mention a name, and his name is Dave Luce, was probably the reason how I got to CBC. I believe I was playing in a Missouri-Illinois All-Star game, and Dave had contacted Coach Stevenson at the time, and Coach Nate, and asked them to contact me that I might be a candidate to come to Christian Brothers College at the time. And they came into the locker room, and Coach Stevenson talked to me and asked if he could meet with me and my parents, and said of course. And he came over to the house and provided me the opportunity to come down here and visit. And I found that this would be a good home for me. The people were great, the brothers were great. During my father's coaching career in St. Louis, his nemesis was Christian Brothers High School in St. Louis. And unfortunately, they beat him out of several big games going to the state title. So when I selected Christian Brothers College, I had to tell him, Dad, if you can't beat him, you've got to join him. And the brothers at CBC, when I came here, not going to a Catholic high school and not being Catholic, were the nicest people in the world. They valued the academics that went along with athletics. I had Brother Edmund Whaley, Brother Tony Fasano, all of these gentlemen and brothers that were here at the time, including the one and only Doc Sala, who we all had for accounting if we went through athletics, to start our day in the morning and praise the basketball team, the baseball team, the soccer team. We thought it was fortunate that he was such an athletic teacher, because the first 20 minutes he prayed over our teams. So we only had 40 minutes left of class. And he would recount the game the day after. And since we were always up all night driving back from some foreign destination in a van, he didn't bother that we were half asleep at the class at 8 in the morning when we returned from a game. And I'd only like to share one more story about what these athletes do at this school as far as the travel is concerned and what they have to go through. And this is going to go back to a game that I told Coach Nate when he called me. I said, came down and saw him. He said, what was the funniest thing that ever happened to you? What do you remember? I said, we went to Bethel to play up in McKenzie one night, and it was the coldest night on record in the state of Tennessee. And I don't know where Coach Stevenson got this city bus from. Somebody donated it. It had no heat. I don't think it had very many windows in it. But we took it instead of the vans, and on the way back, it broke down in the swamps outside of McKenzie. And we stayed out there all night and had to be carted back to Bethel to spend the night in a room on the floor. And I said, we really got to do something about this donation program. So looking at CBU today from what it was 32 years ago in the athletic department, the buildings, the academics that they've achieved as far as being #1 in their conference and graduation. This was all a great honor to be here and to graduate here and to play in athletics here. And I thank everybody.